What's up with y'all? Welcome back to another reaction video. I'm Mende.
And I'm Ollie.
And today we got...
Your wild confessions.
Hey. What's your wildest confession?
So I had this friend.
Okay.
We were like frenemies.
Frenemies?
This was like 5th grade maybe.
Disney Channel shit, okay.
Because I would be nice to all the new kids because I knew what it was like to be bullied. So I'll be nice to the new kids.
Okay.
But this girl, I made the mistake of being nice to her. Because everybody thought she was weird. Turns out she was as weird as she looked, bro.
Yeah, it was true.
Which, I know she was a little kid. We were little kids back then, so. You know everybody's weird as a kid. But anyways, my grandma would make me go spend the night at her house. And I wouldn't mind. I'd be like, all right, like, that's my friend, whatever, you know.
That's real? Okay.
We get to her house. And there's like these, it was me and my sister. We get to her house to spend the night. We're there for an entire night. This is what happens. We very first walk into her room for the first time.
Yeah.
And there is these...
dolls.
I don't know how to describe it. It was like mushy. It was mushy balls, right? Like, it was like maybe 2 or 3 mushy looking balls.
Okay.
Like on the wall. Like maybe like
I'm trying to visualize.
It was like 1.5 inches maybe, or 1 inch long. Just
mushy balls, bro. We got you.
So,
mushy balls on the wall. Okay. Keep going.
I point at it and I say, "What's that?"
And then what happened?
And she goes, "Oh, want me to show you?" Digs in her nose and pulls out boogers and throws it out the wall.
Oh no. What the fuck?
And we had to be there the rest of the night, but that was like the intro.
But look,
okay, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna tell like a short one, like a short and sweet one. So basically, I was either 12 or 13 years old, and I seen my friend mom booty butt naked, and I'm still cool with him to this day, and I just never told him. Yeah, that shit was wild, bro. It was on some. It was like she.
Why?
It was like she wanted me to see her naked. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. So basically, we playing video games.
Okay, that's
right?
not funny. That's actually like.
Yeah, that's weird too. So we're playing video games in his room, right? He's in the kitchen. I'm playing video games in his room. He's in the kitchen. He was one of them kids that like kind of talk, not shit to his mom, but kind of give his mom lip a little bit. So basically, he called his name. Nigga wasn't answering. Nigga was ignoring her on purpose, making his food in the kitchen. She called my name. I'm like, yes. She said, can you give me a towel? I said, okay. Bring her towel. I was expecting her to, you know how people, you know, you get a towel, you open the door, you crack it, you reach. Somebody needs some tissue, you crack it and reach, you leave it there. Nah, nigga. I said, I'm at the door. She opened that motherfucker. Opened it. Opened it. Nigga, I see everything. Yes, bro. Yes. And I ain't never told that nigga,
911.
bro. That shit was wild.
911.
That shit was wild.
911. I'm sorry that happened to you, though. That's horrible.
You say you sorry it happened?
Yeah, I really am. That's horrible.
As a 12-year-old kid, though, like I was, of course, like I was juiced, but like I was just like, what the fuck?
That's why we're gonna teach our kids, call 911 if that ever happens.
Yeah, nigga, call, bro, cause bro,
call
nigga,
your mom, call somebody.
Bro, she just opened the door like she didn't. She opened the door and was talking to me like she had clothes on still. And like she was like, after I gave her the towel, she was just talking like she was talking to me.
Weird.
Like I was just like, bro.
No, that is so weird. No.
I was like, oh,
that she
no.
did that on purpose. That's creepy.
Hell no, and I just didn't even tell that nigga because I was just like, nah. And he was one of those niggas that like get like, you know, get mad at shit and think you trolling him. And if I was like, nah, I seen your mom naked, nigga. Nigga, what? You see my mom? But like, okay, nigga. I mean, I'm not trying to beat this nigga ass in his own house because his mom, I seen his mom naked, nigga, and it's her fault.
Yeah.
What the fuck? If y'all want, y'all could let us know y'all wildest confessions in the comments and shit like that. But look, let's get to the video. Hope all y'all that's watching this is taking care of yourselves. Let's get into the video.
Hello? Welcome back to More Confessions, where I read some of your wild and weird stories that you guys have sent me. I don't need a long intro trying to explain rada. The title is self-explanatory. Let's just get started. I have a crush on Yoshi from Super Mario. I made like 20 different AI bots of him, and I've had like 4 kids with each of them.
Some Black Mirror shit.
You know, they say start off strong, but this might be a little too strong. Are you okay? Do you need help? Like, I love Yoshi too, but Yoshi looks like a stray animal. It's like a dinosaur turtle thing. I don't know what Yoshi is.
Hell no.
But there's definitely no human traits to Yoshi. Has it ever crossed your mind that this is not healthy? You are already too far gone. So like, I don't know how to say this, but I basically ate a live spider for $2 because I needed to buy this thing in a game to gamble so I could win. I lost all my money. You see, the only reason you lost all your money is because $2 is nothing to gamble with. Imagine if you put in $50, you're almost guaranteed to win. All gamblers give up before they hit it big. Remember that for next time. I went downstairs one morning in my college dorm room to see my drunk roommate making out with my professor. And my professor said if I stayed quiet, I get an A on my next test. So you imagine I never told anyone. And come to the next test, I see I get a freaking C-. That jack lied to me. So I did the natural thing and ratted both of them out. And they professor got fired and my dorm roommate got kicked out. So I get a whole dorm room to myself. A win-win, I guess? That's a win to me. You get a high five. My homeboy got jumped over a bucket of chicken. It was crazy, but it was kind of his fault for bringing a whole bucket of chicken to school. You see, I don't really understand this confession. You blaming your homeboy for bringing food to school so he doesn't have to starve for the day or eat the cafeteria?
It's not that it's a whole bucket, but it depends what bucket, like the big one?
Robbing me for my lunchbox. Is it my fault for bringing a lunchbox to school? No. You just go to a school with people with no manners. Crazy
what
that
the
you
fuck?
victim blaming
I ain't gonna lie, that should remind me of that lunchtime shit. I remember in high school, like for like, damn, I don't know how long we was doing this, for like a month or two. We just slapped food out of each other's hands. Remember I told you? You get food from the cafeteria. It just started off one day, a nigga like just said, you don't want that. Knocked the chicken sandwich out his hand. And then from that day on, niggas just started like, if nigga catch you slipping, knock your lunch out your hand.
That would genuinely piss me off.
You're not a real homie. When I was younger, I would read fanfics all the time, and I would occasionally write fanfics about people and teachers at school doing it. One day, one of my friends found out, and that stupid stank snitch leaked it around the school. It was so bad, I couldn't even show my face around school.
Oh my God.
I almost got expelled. My reputation went down
That's lucky
too
what
fast,
you get. Why are you even writing that?
Loud. In one of my fanfic, I wrote it with me and my crush. He ended up printing it out and showing people it like Regina George did. At that point, I just wanted to move away and start fresh from all this embarrassment. In the end, I moved away, but there are people who would DM me and ask if I was the weird girl who wrote stories about the school. I think the moral of this story is never tell your friends about your hobbies. They will only judge you. I've stolen hundreds of dollars.
I gotta say one thing though, because some people in life can have something really embarrassing happen to them and they just act like they not fazed about it. That's a crazy talent to have. A nigga that we was all in his room. We was all in his room playing, what was we playing, Madden or 2K, but it was like 12 of us in there. We heard gunshots outside. We're like, oh shit, that's crazy. I mean, it was kind of normal where we were at, because I went to Alabama State, so around that shit is crazy. But yeah, 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, the nigga walks in his room butt ass naked. Nigga, and everybody just like looking like side-eye and like, oh my God. Like I kind of started laughing at first, like, and then niggas started snickering, and then like he was like, shit ain't funny, man, I just got robbed. And
was he crying?
The nigga wasn't crying, bro. He was just covering his shit butt naked, walking to his room, because he had a big ass room for I don't know what reason. Like his dorm was hella big and he was the only person in there. But yes, bro.
But why they take his underwear though? Like
they was trying to humiliate that nigga. Oh. Yeah. That shit was crazy as fuck, and he still stayed at the school. Mind you, he had to run across campus butt naked because it happened at the front of the school. So he had to run across campus butt naked, plus wait for somebody to be able to walk to buzz him in, because the campus dorm, you can't just walk in there. You gotta have a key card. So if he was stripped butt naked, he dead ass had to wait there for I don't know how long.
That is crazy.
That is like, and he's just stayed at the school.
I remember you telling me this, but I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
Key card. That's insane.
The niggas, he just stayed at the school still. So that's like, that's why, and everybody knows, like, you know that happened, I guess.
Well, I mean, props to him for not letting that experience break him. But it would have broke me. I ain't God's strongest soldier.
Right.
I would have had to transfer. I'm not gonna lie.
Had to get. Yeah,
I would
that's
drop
crazy.
out. I wouldn't even bother transferring. That would ruin me. That would destroy me.
I get back, nigga. I'll turn into John Wick. You got me.
Yeah.
You ever scanned a PS5 as a banana in the self-checkout? I don't think so. You
She
gotta
did
get
that
those
shit.
numbers up, bro. 2 weeks before I moved out of
what?
my ex-roommate's apartment, she kicked me off the Wi-Fi that we both paid for and lied to me about it. I work from home. She was a mess the entire time I lived with her. So on my last day there, before I left, I peed in her pickled onions jar. She was she deserved it. I hope she ate them all up. You know
Does
what?
it
I'm on
taste
your side.
blend
She
in
deserved it
with
mainly because she be eating pickled onions. Who eats that?
That's hella nasty.
Back when I was a little
That's
jit,
gross.
I never changed my socks and got some crazy athlete's foot. Like every
Pretty
other
sure
week
she
I
could
had,
smell
I
it.
had like hella skin peeling off my foot and it was disgusting now that I think about it. Anyway,
That's hella
I used to
nasty,
peel
bro.
off big chunks of it and eat it. If you want to know, it was chewy and tasted low-key salty. I did not need to know. I can't believe we all used to do this. We? I never did this in my life.
I ain't never
One
did
time,
no
a few
nasty
months
shit
back,
like
I had a
that.
girl
Fuck
in my
no.
class that I thought was fine.
I did my cookies and
like,
water.
10 out of 10. So when I finally asked her to be my partner, she said she liked me too. We were in love and I saw my whole life with her already. Fast forward a couple months and she wanted to tell me something. I asked her what and she told me something that changed my perception for a good time. She was a lesbian, and she was dating this girl for almost 4 to 5
Thought they put the Last
years
of
while
Us.
she was dating me for 6 months. I was shook and didn't even know how to react. I immediately hung up and ended the relationship and reflected for almost the whole
Holy
day.
shit.
I gave everything to her, and she would break me just like that. I couldn't
So she dated a
I've
boy
gotten
and a
over it
girl.
after a bit,
Figure out which one
thankfully,
she
and
wanted
I've
to
set
be
my
with
sights
more.
on
That's
someone
crazy.
else. I know this is a confessions thing, but I was wondering if you had any advice. Thanks. Aw, man, that's sad, bro. By the way, love your vids, and you can't beat Godzilla, little bro. What? Man, I was feeling sorry for you, but now you said that bullshit. I'm not giving you no advice. Instead, I'm gonna curse you. I'll place a curse that all
What
of
the
your
fuck?
future girlfriends
This nigga Lil
will be
B.
secretly gay. You never gonna find true love. Don't you ever say I can't beat Godzilla again. You
What
don't
the
know
fuck?
me. When I was in college, both me and my roommate were hardcore weebs. We were so into male idol anime, and I set my iPad's alarm to a
What the
hot
fuck?
anime boy's voice whispering, "Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper."
The fuck?
It went off in a crowded bus, max volume. It took me a minute to turn that. She was embarrassed as well.
Oh my
She pretended she
God.
didn't even know me. Okay, even though that is embarrassing, you should have kept it on for the rest of the bus ride. It's another way to establish dominance. I was once with my homeboy. This was in high school. I was young, aight? So we were hungry and decided to ask our parents for money to go buy food. They said no, so we decided to do the next logical chain of events. Burn down a house. We broke down inside a house that was like a few streets away from our neighborhood and grabbed a lot of stuff. But my homie accidentally dropped a torch. I still wonder what it was doing there. And fire started taking over the place. We panicked and ran away. Next day, we seen on the
torch?
news the same house and apparently it burned down with a cat inside.
No,
We haven't
not the
been caught and
cat.
nobody knows we did it to this day. Please don't judge me. That was like a
Oh,
decade
yeah, y'all
ago.
niggas
You
need to
lucky
be-
I wasn't collecting emails for this confession because if I
Yeah, you
was...
tripping.
Ooh, I'm snitching.
What the
I have a
fuck?
boyfriend, but I low-key want to hook up with this guy in my theater program. Bro, just break up with your boyfriend.
Hell
Like,
no.
for real, for real. Cheating
the
is
fuck?
bad, and you also
That's
don't want to be
fucked up,
known
man.
as the cheating ex. That label will be stuck on you for life,
fuck?
for good reason. And if you're
Yeah.
already having lustful feelings for this random dude in your theater program, you're obviously not messing with your boyfriend like that. So you got
Fucking
two
theater
options.
kids.
Stay
That's
with your
what I was just
boyfriend and
about
work
to
with
say.
the relationship,
theater
or
kids,
break up with
nigga.
him and go off. I know breaking up with him will cause his heart to break, but you know what's a bigger heartbreak? Him breaking up with you because you cheated. That's horrible, bro. Cheating should never be an option. Plus, you'll go to hell. And hell
Talk to
don't
him.
sound pretty. They don't got
Wait a
Wi-Fi down
minute.
there. I don't like that. That's my advice. Dang, I should be a psychologist or something. One time I was in a bathroom stall and my intrusive thoughts took over and I wanted to see if I could pee from above the toilet. I put one
What?
foot on the toilet paper
Huh?
dispenser and another on the handicap rail and just let it rip. Unfortunately, I completely missed and flooded the floor. On the way down, I slipped on the now slippery handicap rail and broke my arm. So what did we learn here?
That's some
Don't try to do
weed
that
ass
That's
shit.
shit while
gross.
peeing,
So you
like
just
you're
fell
sponsored by
all-
Red Bull.
all- you just
Instead,
fell all in your
always
pee?
pee while sitting down.
Yes.
Men included. Just to make sure no
What?
splashes go anywhere, sit down while you pee, even at the urinals. Hello,
What the
family.
fuck?
Big fan from Tampa here. My brother got the cops called on him because his bit was tripping. One day in October 2024, my brother came in my room talking about
Say
how
it
he
like
missed
that.
being in a relationship after breaking up with his ex. I told him to move on and forget about her. Later that week, he came running to my room crying.
Oops, sorry.
his eyes out. I'm confused as hell and ask, dude, the F wrong with you? He then proceeds to show me his recent text with his ex. He went back to her, shake my head. After reading the BS on the screen, I realized the dude said he was gonna off himself if they didn't get back together that night. Even later that night, the cops come to our door for an evaluation check because the girl called the cops like the decent person she is. My brother has no game, bruh. Anyway, peace out, love the vid. Wait, I'm confused. When did this method get patched? I've been texting everybody I've ever had a crush on with texts like these.
Where's my daughter?
And you're telling me this method don't work?
Chill.
Is that why I never get a text back? I killed the class pet on accident, bro. It was an ugly ass guinea pig named some bullshit. I forgot the name.
That is so
I gave the
mean.
guinea
I
pig
love
half
guinea
of my
pigs.
guacamole my mother packed for whatever reason. I did not know avocados were poisoned in them. Also, we had a rat infestation in my school, so one of the rats found its way into the guinea pig cage and bit the guinea pig and it ate the guacamole. R.I.P. little you probably tasted good though. Also, we saw a crucified rat behind the school during a fire drill. What? I once fake cried at a funeral just so I wouldn't get kicked out of the will. And the wildest part, I barely knew the dude.
Nah, I ain't
He
gonna
was
lie,
like,
bro. Fake crying at a funeral's crazy.
Please! No!
Yeah, that's like.
That nigga said. That's wild, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I've never used this word before, but that's sleazy.
Sleazy.
Like, I've never used that word before, but like,
Sleazy.
I had to bring it out
Nah, that's
because like
fucked up,
that
I ain't
is
gonna lie.
what the fuck. Like,
Fake crying at a funeral.
I cry at every funeral I go to
They be pulling them
because
strings.
it just be so sad seeing everybody else cry.
It really
But
be.
that don't mean I fake cry.
It really be the music,
It
bro.
just, for me, it'd be everybody else crying and then telling their stories about the person.
That too.
Like,
But no, I'm saying though, that's what I'm saying. Music is everything, because if it was happy music, then it would be like beautiful. It is like passing on is beautiful. So like if the music is nice and beautiful and not like sad, then it will be like, you know, I can like, you know, it could be not super sad still. Because of course everybody telling their story, but the instrumental is something beautiful. Like it won't be as sad.
my mom's second cousin's ex-husband or some but he made the best banana bread I've ever tasted in my life. So when
I
I
hate
found out he
banana
was rich
bread.
and dying, I showed up like R.I.P. King with tears on demand. 2 weeks later, boom, I get a check for $837.47 in the mail. No explanation, I cashed that and
the
bought
fuck?
a weighted blanket, 2 anime figurines, and a mechanical keyboard that lights up.
Bruh.
Was it morally wrong? Absolutely. Would I do
Yes.
it again? Honestly, maybe.
That's
Depends on the
crazy.
snacks.
I
don't
thought
know
he
how to
was
feel
gonna
about
say
this.
like
Yeah, it's morally wrong to
thousands.
do this, but the dude's already
man said
dead.
800.
You don't need the money, so you do you. You
That's
do you.
crazy, bro.
Back in college, I had a roommate who kept stealing my leftovers like it was a sport. I warned him. He laughed. So one day, I took a dump, froze it, shaved it like dark chocolate, and
No.
dusted it over a homemade tiramisu. Left it in the fridge like bait. Bro ate the whole thing and said, and I quote, "It's earthy with death." I looked him dead in the eye and said,
Yeah, it's an ancient family recipe.
he licked the plate clean
Oh my
and asked
God.
for seconds.
That's hella
I packed
nasty.
my bags and vanished. Never paid the rent, never told a soul, never saw him again. And honestly, I never wanted to. Feeding your
You didn't
roommate
even tell
Dookie
him?
Misu is wild, but you did warn him.
I'm gonna
On
say
your-
this, niggas that I know I understand it, get your get back, get it, like whatever, I guess. But when niggas go to like deep down levels like this to get a get back, like that nigga froze his shit, right? Waited for it to freeze, you know, and then still pissed about it. Was like, oh shit, it's done. Checked it. And was like, yeah, I'm gonna start grading it. Like, yo, that's just crazy.
Mind you, it's probably melting as he's grating it in his fingers.
That's hella nasty. That's why
and
I
then he
say
never even told him. What was the point of doing all that?
That's why I say if somebody
That's
if
sick.
somebody gets mad and throws a pot of boiling water at you, that they really actually angry, because they're waiting for the water to boil and they're still angry. Like it's not like, oh, okay, I thought about it and like I'm not that mad at you. Nah, nigga,
Yeah.
they mad that whole 10-15 minutes that water's boiling.
Intern at a hospital one time, and in the emergency room, there was some old lady who ate a whole bag of edibles. So when I had to clean up her vomit, she asked me, "Where are you from, boy?" And I politely said I was born in Florida. And she said, where are you really from? That ticked me off, so when I had to get her some water, I still had the bag of her vomit, so I mixed a little of her vomit in that water. She didn't even notice, and I was laughing my ass off.
How you not notice? That's hella nasty.
How can you do that
a terrible
in hospital?
person. So my great-grandpa passed away recently, but when he was alive, my aunt used his money like the greedy demon she is. She bought Botox, a new car, and designer clothes. My great-grandpa couldn't do anything because he was an old, frail man and senile. My mom and other aunts and uncles even went to court because she used all their inheritance money to buy stuff. However, when I was at my great-grandpa's funeral, I saw my aunt and knew she had to pay. So I went into the other room where the food was and put a little bit of laxatives. My aunt, being the fat bitch she was, ate 9 cupcakes, 6 cookies, and 4 slices of cake. A few minutes later, she was crying in the bathroom and letting it all out. None of my family members at the funeral ate anything because I made a group chat and told them not to eat anything to warn them. After the funeral, my mom gave me $50 and said, today, you made the family.
Okay, that's tough. That's tough.
I hate your aunt too. So basically, after
That's
me and my
a good
ex
get
broke
back.
up, I had a really bad episode. I have bipolar disorder, and I ended up talking to like 3 different guys and doing the deed with one of them. My ex got real upset because I moved on too fast. When he and my ex-friend were talking to each other, and they both called me crazy and got me sent to the psych ward. And then fast forward after I got out in about a month or 2, my ex is now talking to another one of my ex-friends and told me he didn't love me as much as he thought he did, and that he loves her more. Anyways, I might get back with him, so
You need to go back to where you was.
The side good?
Yes.
My family's from Africa, and one time while we were visiting, we reached a point in the mountains that was too dangerous to have all of us stay in the car. I don't know, they just said we had to walk. As we're walking through a farm area my family owns, my dad breaks out of the conversation he was in, looks straight at me and my brother and points to a spot on the ground and tells us, your uncle killed his own brother with an axe right there. They were fighting over land because one of them hadn't even paid off theirs and still wanted more. Went straight back to his own convo like ain't shit happened. I don't even remember their names. My dad had like 12 siblings. 9 now because of the war and stuff. Dads always have the craziest lores. This is just a proven fact now. If I could, I'd bag Pearl from Steven Universe. Any of them. Not the yellow Pearl though. I mean, you say any of them, but Pearl is your #1 option? What about Amethyst, Garnet, Blue Diamond,
back there.
Fluorite? Bro, there's so many baddies in that show.
What the fuck?
The girl who can't get over her first crush after 5,000 years? I don't want that kind of baggage, so I'm not bagging Pearl. I used to work at a dairy farm, and I would make cheese. This one time, I beat my thing in the bathroom. Didn't wash my hands and went back to making cheese. I want everyone to know that this guy is probably making the cheese that they be selling at stores and restaurants. This guy and probably multiple other dudes out there are the ones that are making your cheese and selling them to you for you to eat. Everybody, go in your fridges and pantries and check on your cheese right now.
Our sign to
you
go
might
vegan.
find some extra cheese in your cheese.
When the person working at Burger King put their feet in the lettuce.
Oh, I seen that.
And they got fired
I thought that
because
was Subway.
they tracked them through 4chan.
Oh, a nigga did it at Subway too. That was crazy.
They did it at Subway too?
You don't remember that nigga? He was like so thirsty for clout and he was trying to go viral. And he did hella shit to the stuff at Subway.
Ew.
Y'all remember that shit? That black dude, that shit was nasty as fuck. That was crazy. That nigga was so thirsty. Like he was so thirsty for clout. He would record himself knocking everything down on shelves, like in the stores.
And he worked?
Nah, he would just record himself knocking everything down.
That's
like he was so
stupid.
thirsty.
That's so annoying.
No, dead ass. But I don't play about my cheese, nigga. Like that shit, dead ass serious.
That's
like,
gross.
I don't play about my cheese for real. I spend $15, $10
Why are
on
you
cheese.
doing that?
At work?
Like,
you fucking freakazoid. You need to be.
Don't condone my friend's actions.
Gross.
So a while back when I was 16 and in high school, I was dating a girl. Long story short, after 2 years of us being together, in my senior year, I found out she was cheating on me. I was pretty sad, but it was a few months to graduation, so I just cried for a little bit and moved on. A year later, I am in college studying for computer science. One of my homies who I told about her cheating took an internship at a pharmacy. Anyway, my ex Max came in for some pills. And apparently this guy was still mad about her cheating on me. So he switched her medicine. She had heart problems, and apparently he gave her a different medication for people struggling with ADHD. Girl ended up going to the hospital because the entire time she thought she was taking her heart medication. My friend, after this, boss checked the cameras, and he claimed he did it by accident. They believed him, but he was still fired. To this day, I don't know what through his head. And the worst part, he only just told me. I had heard she went to the hospital, but he told me this year during a New Year's Eve party when I went back home. This happened nearly 3 years ago. I've gone a little low contact after that. I know this is a confession, but should I drop my friend over this? Okay, outside of the very bad grammar in this confession, you in college? I will also say I don't agree or condone what your friend did. What they did was terrible and very illegal. Putting someone's life at risk just to get revenge that didn't even involve them. That's crazy. Your friend was crazy for doing that. So dropping them as a friend is kinda understandable.
Yes.
But, okay, I'm only talking for myself here. But if I found out my homie did that to my ex that cheated, I'll tell him, yo, that's mad wrong for doing that. But you did that for me? You did that for little old me? You know, I might mess around and marry my homie, but that's just me.
Wait a minute.
I gave my cousin head.
No,
okay, I know this one's a joke, but I've gotten a lot of confessions like this that go into so much unnecessary detail about it. This is one of the reasons why I can't say family confessions.
俺がバカなのか。ある晩、とてもムラムラして、かぼちゃを使うことにした。翌日、パンプキンパイを食べていたんだけど、前の晩と同じかぼちゃを食べていたことに気づかなかった。
Hi. Anata wa baka desu. Alright, so we at the last confession, and this one's a doozy. So a few years ago, I was dating this one girl. I thought I found the one. I really did. This girl was perfect. Thicker than Nikki. And just about the nicest person I've ever met. Until one day, at midnight, around 1 a.m., that's not midnight, I get a video sent from her number, and it's her getting it on with some Asian guy. Naturally, I cried myself to sleep. I was already plotting some shit. I wake up in the morning, and as I'm just laying there, crying in my bed, I get a text from her. She says she had gone out drinking and accidentally ended up sleeping with the guy. And he recorded it on her phone and sent it to me. Naturally, I didn't believe her ass. She even called me boohoo crying like I was the one who got cheated on. So I knew I had to get my lick back. I couldn't let that slide. I was pretty close to her mom, and to cut a long story short, I told her mom about what she did, and that let me get closer to her mom. I started hanging out with the mom more and more until eventually she let me, and we kept doing this for a while. She doesn't have a dad, so don't worry. I would never another man. I got together a good few videos I was planning on sending to this bitch. But a while later, I found out that my ex had gotten diagnosed with cancer. So I sat there and thought to myself, am I really about to make a cancer patient's life even worse? But I'm in too deep now. So I still go visit her in the hospital with her mom because I think it's the right thing to do. Some months go by and she eventually dies, sadly. And in her final words to me, she didn't say it, but she had it written down to give the letter to me. And it said, I'm so sorry about what happened between me and that man. I really meant it when I said I didn't ever mean to cheat on you. I'm so sorry. I still love you, and I wish I spent my final moments with you in your arms.
Dang,
fuck
still
that.
couldn't take accountability.
Someone else, but I know I deserved it.
Fuck that.
I'm sorry. I love you. And now, I'm with her mom. Every now and then, I wake up feeling like a piece of shit for being with her mom, but I still am regardless. Moral of the story, don't ever get with a bitch who never had a father figure. That shit is a #1 sign to never get with her.
Take her boyfriend,
unless you want to get with the mom after your girl dies.
Weird.
Yeah, this one keeps me up at night. Bruh, that's what you learned from the story? You learned nothing! Okay, that's all the courage I have with reading these confessions today. What I've learned today is that you guys are very troubled people. Or you guys are very good writers. I don't know. I can't tell anymore. Thank you for everyone that submitted a confession. Unless you're a spammer, then I hate you. And in conclusion is my conclusion.
Okay. That one was crazy. Ain't gonna lie. That was crazy, yeah. That last one was wild, nigga. Damn. And good thing he was the bigger person. He dropped it. Some niggas would be like, okay, bet, like, let me find and like, let me get that nigga mom now. Like, use some type of
'He only dropped it because she died?
Yeah. No, he wasn't able to show her, right? He wasn't able to.
He didn't show her, but obviously she knows he's dating the mom if he's always with her.
No, I don't think she knew. She didn't know that, right? Or I was it?
Bro, either way, it's weird. Like, why is the mom with him, knowing your daughter is having cancer?
Yeah.
And why can't the girl take accountability? Like, girl, you gonna die before you take accountability?
Hey,
That's crazy.
Hey, that shit crazy. Them
Yeah,
shit's
but
crazy. Ain't gonna lie. I always like these is very entertaining, bro. Degenerocity. Keep doing your shit, bro.
I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day.
Okay, yep.
And I hope everybody has a great day.
Hell yeah.
Also, my birthday was yesterday, so I'm 25 now.
Okay, yeah, she is 25, right? You know, she older than me.
Old or whatever.
My sugar mama. Yeah.
By 6 months.
Okay.
Not even 6 months.
Man, I hope you had a good weekend, good Mother's Day weekend. And if you wasn't able to spend your Mother's Day with your mom, she passed on. You know, it's fine. She's still.
Or maybe she's mentally ill or
we projecting.
Disabled
We projecting. But if that's the case for you, she still loves you. You can still celebrate Mother's Day still. You know, think of all the good times y'all had, shit like that, etc. But yeah, you gonna be straight, my nigga. You gonna be good. Girls too. If you a girl, your mom passed, the same goes for you.
Or you
too.
just had a baby.
Oh yeah, huh? I almost forgot to tell my sister happy Mother's. My sister happy Mother's Day, cause like, I'm like, should I tell her? Yeah, I should. Cause it's like, you a new mother, like, but like, you gotta get years under your belt before Mother's Day. But I guess every mother, you need a Mother's Day. I guess. There you go. But hey, man, if y'all enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And look, if you're new, we game too. So down in the description below, we got the gaming channel. Go check it out.
We'll catch you on the next.
No, that's a trash.
Finish my sentences.
That's a trash, isn't it? That's it for the.
That's it for. Finish my sentence. That's it for the.
We catch you on the. We catch you on the next.
Say video. Catch you on the next video. You didn't put your hand.
I'm gonna get you. You got me? Okay, Dad.